Guest tonight served as the 47th Vice President of these United States and is now running for the top job. Please welcome back to The Late Show, Vice President Joseph R. Biden.
Where can I get a pair?
You want to leave while you're peeking? No. Sir, welcome back.
Good to be back.
Nice to see you. I think this is the third or fourth time you've been on the show. Haven't talked to you in over a year. What's new? What's going?
Nothing much. Things going the same. You know, we have. There's no global warming, so don't worry about any of that. And there's everything's going well. The nation is in great shape, and the rest of the world is looking at us with envy.
Okay.
So can I leave now?
All right. Yeah, sure. Now, no. You once said to me.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. It's good. You said you want to be the most popular guy in America. Do you remember what the answer was?
No.
You said, announce you're not running for president.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you have announced that you are running for president. Spoiler alert. And you're still pretty darn popular. So
well, I guess they don't know me yet. I don't know.
How? This is the third time that you're running for president. You're the front runner. What have you learned from your two previous, pardon my accuracy, unsuccessful campaigns for president? What are you doing differently this time, sir?
Well, a couple things. Pointing out that, look, my dad used to have an expression. He said, Joey, don't compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative. The alternative is one of the reasons.
When did your dad say that? I want to know when he gave you that advice.
He gave me that advice look, but all kidding aside, I'm in a situation where I hadn't, you and I talked about this, one of the previous shows I was on when my son was going through some tough times and after he passed, and you said I should run, and so that's why I'm running. It's your fault. You didn't want to say that.
Okay, I'll accept the blame. I'll accept the blame.
No, but look.
But just to follow up on that, as long as you brought that up, is that the first time I ever spoke to you, it was shortly after your son Beau had died, and you had given it serious thought, and I encouraged you to do so, and you said you can't do that unless you're 100%. When did you get to 100%? When did you know this is something that I have to do for yourself?
Charlottesville, when those folks came out of the fields carrying torches with contorted faces and carrying Nazi flags and chanting the same anti-Semitic bile that was chanted in the streets of Germany in the 30s, and accompanied by the white supremacists and Ku Klux Klan, and you know, those spewing hate were met by people who were said, not in my town, and a young woman was killed. And when the president was asked about it, he said, they asked what he thought. He said, I thought there were very fine people on both sides. No president, sitting president, has ever said anything like that, making a moral equivalence between haters and those folks who were said, no, not in my town. And I realized that things weren't going to change very much with this president. And I think that we have to, and I wrote a piece for the Atlantic magazine at the time saying we have to restore the soul of this country. And because I really do believe that we're at a place that we haven't been in a long, long time, and a president has taken us there. You know, and all you had to do was look at the people who gave him credit for what he said and did. You know, David Dukes, the former head of the Ku Klux Klan, said, and I'm paraphrasing, this is why we elected him. This is why we elected him. And playing on the fears and the divisions in the country is is that's not who we are as a country. And we have to restore the soul of this country. And I really mean it. And that's what I decided.
A lot of people look to your candidacy and have said very specifically that if you were to be elected, the part of the appeal is to returning to a pre-Trump normalcy. Do we want a pre-Trump normalcy?
No.
Because the pre-Trump normalcy gave us Donald Trump. It's not like he's not the problem,
No.
but there were conditions, certain aspects of people's lives that led to wanting a Donald Trump. What would you change about America so that we don't get another Donald Trump?
Well, first of all, America has changed drastically since we left office. And the problems the next president is going to inherit are fundamentally different than just going back to a pre-Trump era. We're in trouble around the world. We've dissed our allies. We've embraced our enemies. We're in a position where we no longer lead by the power of our example at home. We're in a situation where people have been divided against each other based on race and religion and ethnicity and so on. And so I think it requires a whole different set of initiatives. And the thing that really bothers me the most, though, Stephen, is we are so well positioned, but for this administration, to lead the world in the 21st century. We have more available to us in this country. We have more opportunities. We're the largest economy. We have the greatest research universities in the world. We're in a situation where our workers are more productive than they are in other parts of the world. I mean, and here we are. We're walking around with our heads down like, woe is me. What are we going to do? Damn it. We got to remember, this is the United States of America. It's time to pick our heads up and move. And I think, if I may finish, I think what's happened is there has been a reckoning that everybody knows who Donald Trump is, even his supporters. They have no illusions about who he is. And we got to let people know who we are, that we choose science over fiction. We choose unity over division. We choose, hope over fear. I mean, we have to demonstrate what's possible now, and people are prepared to say, God, I didn't realize this was going to happen. This is what did happen. This is what we can change. And I think the public's ready for a real significant change where we take back who we are, remind people who we are, and begin to lead the world again.
Well, is there... why will voters necessarily care about Trump's character and values? Because he didn't come off as a choir boy before he was elected. And I think there are some voters who kind of want a jerk in office. The same people who wanted Dick Cheney to walk on the dark side, like to overtly say that they're not going to play by the rules. Maybe...
Well, look, we've always had this... John Meacham, who wrote the book The Soul of America, has become a good acquaintance and a friend. And we talk a lot about this. And, there's always been this struggle. American history has not been a fairy tale. We've been down this road before. We've been down this road before, for example, in the 20s. Meacham writes about it. 1925, 30,000 Ku Klux Klan people in full garb marched down Pennsylvania Avenue, and there were 30-some people in the House who were Ku Klux Klan members, a half a dozen in the Senate, et cetera. And what happened, though, is in order to deal with that percentage of the population that's always been on the dark side, is that the rest of the nation stood up. Not just Republican and Democratic presidents stood up, but you also had the news media standing up. You had communities standing up, ordinary people, volunteer groups that stand and said, not here. That's not who we are.
We have to take a little bit of a break, sir. We'll be right back with more. Vice President.